Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my performance review of the ANTA GH2. So the GH2 is Gordon Hayward, and this is Gordon Hayward's second signature shoe with ANTA. And this colorway is going for 120 bucks. There's another colorway going for 115, and then I guess the normal colorways are going for 110 bucks. So it's pretty much kind of like a budget shoe, but you're getting really good tech. So basically it's like a good bang for your buck shoe if you look at like the tech that you get for the money. But of course it needs to be a good performer for that. So that's what we're going to go over right now. So if you guys want to get the shoe, I'll leave a link in the description box, but let's get it started off with the Tracciones. Alright, so looking at the pattern, it's inspired by a tiger paw. Don't really know the anatomy of a tiger paw, but it doesn't really look like a tiger paw. It looks kind of interesting. I don't really know. This green part, it's kind of weird, right? But anyways, so how is the traction? The traction is a little inconsistent, right? I wouldn't say it's terrible, but just like on some hard stops, like on lateral movements, it would slide a little bit. But for the most part, it was good. I had a pretty good stop. So I wouldn't say it's like top tier traction, but I would say it's good. And most people should be fine unless you're like, you do very hard stops and you're just like all over the place. And also for durability is actually pretty good. It's different from what I thought it would be, right? So I thought the white outsole part would be less durable than the green part. You know, the green part felt a little bit kind of like harder as far as the rubber compound goes, but then it's actually the opposite. The green part is actually kind of like ripping off and fraying off, but it's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's really bad, but it's still like not very durable. The white part though is very durable, so there's that. But I mean, durability, if you're playing on an outdoor court, you should be fine. And if you're playing mainly on outdoor court, you should be okay. Probably not the best option for outdoor use, but you should be okay. Here in the middle of the outsole, we can see, I mean, it's not completely decoupled, but we can see the midfoot shank plate. It's just plastic, it's just TPU. So there's that. And then as far as the heel to toe transition goes, it's very smooth. So we have a nice rounded shape here for the heel, and you have a good amount of heel compression, which feels awesome. And here in the forefoot, you have a nice curved shape and you have a good amount of forefoot flex. So it just feels really smooth, very fluid when you're running down the court, which I really like to feel. Alright, moving on to the cushioning setup. So this is Ultiflash, and Ultiflash is fairly new from ANTA. They used it first in the KT6, and the KT6 cushioning setup, I feel like they caged it up too much and stuff like that, so you can really feel the Ultiflash. But here in the GH2 though, it's pretty much fully exposed. I mean, there's a little bit of caging here and there, right? So if you guys see this like plastic piece here on the lateral side, and then here in the back of the heel, the outsole does come up to cage the Ultiflash as well, but for the most part, it's pretty much fully exposed. And how does it feel? It feels really nice and soft, right? And you can feel the cushion pretty much on the edges of the outsole, right? And that's one thing I don't understand, why they cage the back of the heel, because wouldn't you want to feel the cushion like right here instead of like more on the sides where it's like a little bit laterally unstable? I'm not saying it was, but it's like, that doesn't make sense. Like, why would you do that? But anyways, so yeah, it's soft, has a good amount of compression. It doesn't really bottom out all too much either. Not a whole lot of bounce back though, I would say. I mean, there's a little bit, but I would say it's more on the softer side of things. I mean, it doesn't really feel like React. You know, like React has a good amount of bounce back. As far as the underfoot cushioning though, it's not the best, right? So the insole is pretty nice. You know, the insole is fairly thick. It's more just like a cheaper kind of like polyurethane material, but it's not bad. But if you feel the strobe board, it's kind of stiff. You know, like if you press it, you can feel a little bit of the Ultiflash. It doesn't feel like super stiff like Adidas usually does it, but it's still like not the softest strobe board, right? So I mean, it does break in just a little bit, but still I would say underfoot cushioning isn't the best that it can be. I wish they would soften up the strobe board a little bit. You know like in the C37, remember that running shoe? I don't know why like all companies don't do this, or like ANTA, you should just do it in all of your shoes, but like they don't have a strobe board, or they just use like a foam insert strobe board, which it's soft, first of all, because it's foam, and you can feel the actual cushion right underneath your foot. Like if you press it, it's so soft in that shoe. I wish they would have used it here because Ultiflash is super nice. But anyways, yeah, so underfoot cushioning, you're not gonna get a whole lot, but you're gonna feel the actual midsole compress, which feels nice. So overall impact protection is really good, especially on heel strikes. Here in the forefoot, you're a little bit lower to the ground, it's thinner, so you have a little bit of an offset as well. Not a whole lot of bounce from the cushion like I mentioned, and also the court feel is pretty damn good. So I mean, it's more of a responsive type of cushion. You know, you don't really feel like too much lag because it's not like crazy soft, but you get that nice soft compression in the heel, which feels great. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the cushioning setup. Just don't expect something like crazy. All right, moving on to the materials. They're pretty much using a textile material. It reminds me of jacquard. You guys remember in like I think it was a Crazy Light Boost like 2016. It reminds me of that, but like a little bit thinner, and it's super nice. It's very tightly woven. It's also a really thin, minimal feeling material, but also like very soft. It conforms to your foot very well. It's like, this is literally like the type of material that I really like to have on my shoes, you know? So I mean, they also have like this really cool pattern on it, but overall it's a great material. Here for the tongue, we have a little bit of an open mesh. And then it's kind of a weird construction. So there is a tongue, but then like the material is kind of connected here with this neoprene like on top of the tongue. So I've never really seen this construction, but it's kind of like a one booty upper, but not, you know? And then the tongue has like not that much padding, it's more thin. And also here in the ankle area, there's really no padding. The only padding there is are these Achilles pillows, you know? So it's a very minimal and thin material, which feels nice. And for 110 bucks, this is great quality materials. All right, as far as the fit goes, I went true to size, and it fits me very well besides the length, right? So the length is just a little bit long. I don't think, like if I went down half a size, I feel like it would be too snug, you know, and my toes would probably be curled up a little bit. It was to the point where like the length wasn't terrible, but it bothered me just a little bit, right? Width-wise, I would say it's slightly snug, especially here in the tip of the toe. You guys see how snug it is here? It kind of like, you know, widens up a little bit once you come here into the midfoot, but it's a little bit more snug here in the tip of the toe. And then here in the toe box, okay, so here at the tip, it's a little bit roomy, and then it gets a little bit more snug once you go back here into the middle of the toe box. So yeah, fit was pretty damn good, and I also really like how easy it is to put on. You know, you have a very tall heel tab. I love how all shoes basically come standard with this. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it so much easier to put on. The tongue opens up a lot. Just tighten the laces and you're good to go. You don't really even need to untie the laces all too much because it's like kind of half booty, one booty construction provides good containment. So that's just super convenient for me. I like that as well. As far as the support and lockdown goes, support and lockdown was great. You know, for lateral containment, I mean, you can't really get much better than this, right? So here in the forefoot, you have the foam coming up, acting as a sidewall. I mean, here in the tip of the toe, not so much, but this is good enough, right? Here in the midfoot, you have this thing, you know, the ANTA logo. It's like a piece of plastic, and that kind of comes here to cage the forefoot. This was actually inspired by Tiger Fang, which is really cool. I like that, you know? And then here in the heel, you got the foam coming up as well, and you have an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment was really good. My foot really wasn't moving anywhere. Lateral stability was good too. You know, as you guys can see, this is a very wide base. You can see how much the outsole protrudes out. It's pretty much, I mean, it's an outrigger. So lateral stability, you're not gonna be like rolling your ankle or anything. You're gonna be stable. So if you have ankle issues, this is a great shoe to get, even though it is a low top. And you guys see how low that is? I love it. You know, I love the ankle movement. You know, I love that mobility, but also you get good lateral stability. So it's just a great combo, and support and lockdown was really good in this shoe. All right, as far as the weight goes, I feel like it was around average, right? Okay, so 12.77 ounces. So that's pretty much average weight. Does it feel heavy? No. Does it feel super light? Not really. I mean, this Ulti-Flash, I don't think is the like lowest density foam. I don't think it's like super high density like Boost or, you know, Bounce, but it doesn't feel like super light. So it feels a little like kind of bottom heavy because of how like this material is super thin and minimal, right? I mean, being bottom heavy isn't terrible. I mean, if you're to the point where it's like it feels like Vans, and that's really bad. It doesn't feel like Vans. Like, it doesn't feel super bottom heavy, but it does feel a little bit bottom heavy. So I guess just watch out for that, but it's not a huge deal. And when you're playing in it, you know, it feels great. You don't really have to worry about the shoe like at all ever. As far as the ventilation goes, ventilation is okay. I mean, the only type of airflow that you're gonna get through this material is through this tongue. You know, you can see this open tongue. And when you blow through it, there's a little bit of airflow. This like kind of textile jacquard material, it doesn't really allow for any airflow, but it is a thin material and doesn't really feel like crazy glued down or anything. So it does wick away moisture, which is a good thing, but it's not the greatest shoe for ventilation. All right, moving on to the aesthetics. This is a great looking shoe. Whoever designed it did a great job. You know, I love the inspiration that it takes from tigers, like this like plastic piece here, and then I guess the tiger paw or whatever. And there's some really dope colorways that have come out as well, and this Christmas colorway is dope as well. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So ANTA is still, they stay killing it with the budget shoes for the tech, right? So they gave us the KT5 Low. They gave us the KT Splash 2. They gave us, I guess, no, not the KT6 or the KT5. They were a little bit more expensive, but they gave us like really good tech for like a very, very good price. So, I mean, it's a signature shoe, Gordon Hayward, and they're giving you the latest technology with the Ulti Flash. The materials are very, very nice as well. And it's only like 110 bucks. You know, and I guess like for this colorway it's 120, but I mean, you're getting, this is a bang for your buck shoe. You're getting very good quality materials, very good tech, and very good performance for the price. And it's a great looking shoe as well. Also, if you want something different other than like Nike, Adidas, or Under Armour, then this is a great option as well. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be in my rotation. Probably not super heavily though, because I wish the traction was a little bit better. But everything else I enjoyed about this shoe. Like I can't find anything else that I don't like about it. So yeah, the GH2 100% recommended, and I feel like I can recommend it to most types of players. You know, if you're a bigger dude, your support is there. It's a softer cushion, and you should be good to go. If you're a smaller dude, you're like a guard, you're faster, lateral containment, I guess, for crossovers and step backs, you're good to go. The cushion is responsive, but also really good for impact protection. Traction, I mean, it could be a little bit better, but it's not terrible, and material quality is very, very nice and also minimal. So yeah, I mean, most people should enjoy playing in it, and I recommend it to you guys. But anyways, that's my review of the GH2. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave a link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.